Jonathan Allen is the chief political correspondent at Vox. John, great to have you here. Big night. Let's first talk about Biden. This is the first time he's ever come out against Donald Trump. Is this a sign he may run?
I'm not sure necessarily that it's a sign he will run. I think we're all trying to read the tea leaves on that. I will say that if he does run, one of the things he's going to have to do is try to crack into Hillary Clinton's overwhelming lead with minority voters, African Americans, and Latinos, and starting to come out on that message would be helpful for him in that. But even if he doesn't, this was a Hispanic Heritage Month event, and I think it's a good moment for him to connect with that community, regardless of the political question.
John, looking ahead to tonight's debate, Trump is obviously the target here. Can other candidates make news without attacking Donald Trump?
I think it's going to be really hard. The best way to make news without attacking Donald Trump will probably be to make some sort of error that becomes the gaffe of the debate, and I don't think anybody wants to do that either. I think you're going to start to see some candidates really take some shots at him, though.
But do you think Ben Carson will take any shots? He's said that he is not going to attack Donald Trump, and he has been surging in the polls recently.
Yeah, he seems to be doing very well by being an outsider and not attacking Trump.
So who do you think has more at stake here, Ben Carson or Donald Trump? Because you look at the numbers on these latest polls here, 27% for Donald Trump, 23% for Ben Carson. That's pretty close.
Yeah, I think my first answer to that is Jeb Bush has the most at stake here. But I think, between Trump and Carson, I think Carson's got more at stake because we've seen Donald Trump sustain. What we haven't seen is Ben Carson in this sort of leading position that he's now in, under the Klieg lights, getting a lot of the questions, being in the center of the debate stage. And I think how he conducts himself, how he answers questions, how he deals with the other candidates are going to be things that Republican voters are really watching closely.
Everybody is also looking at Carly Fiorina tonight. She clawed her way into this second debate. She's not doing well with women voters, though. Donald Trump is attracting more in our recent polls. So what do you make of that, and what does she have to do tonight to gain some momentum?
I don't think, necessarily that women voters vote for women candidates. I mean, we've seen, there's a gender gap for the Democrats in elections over Republicans, but it's not a question of whether the candidate is female or male. In terms of Carly Fiorina, her challenge, I think, is to be heard on this debate stage. She dominated what was called the kids' table debate last time around, the folks that didn't make it to the top round of the debate. And I think her challenge is to be as effective in this tougher audience and tougher league, basically, of debate than she was, as she was last time. So I think she's probably going to get some opportunities. I'm sure she'll be asked about Donald Trump and his remarks about her face and saying that nobody with that face should be elected president. She's responded with an ad, or her super PAC has. I imagine that'll be something that gets asked about tonight.
John, you mentioned earlier Jeb Bush. What about Jeb Bush and Scott Walker? They have lost so much ground in the past month. It's really remarkable. What do they need to do to change all of that?
I think they're struggling to find what the right strategy is. I mean, they've got to hope for an implosion by Donald Trump and an implosion by Ben Carson, that those candidates do something that makes them less attractive to Republican voters. We've heard Jeb Bush go after Donald Trump as not being conservative, not being a true conservative. There's no evidence that's having any effect on Donald Trump's campaign. I think to a lot of voters that sounds like a typical political attack. You're not conservative enough, you're not liberal enough, whatever. So I think they've got to pray.
All right, Jon Allen from Vox, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Take care.
11 candidates will take the stage tonight for the debate. Stick with CBSN. We'll have full debate coverage tonight starting at 6 Eastern and continuing coverage tomorrow morning starting bright and early at 7 Eastern.